interesting and possibly a move away from Finner's style. Stephen Bogue, he said, I hope it doesn't come back to haunt us. So he's kind of a bit more, thinking maybe this is and it is a bold, brave move. Nobody's doubting that. Ginger Paul, well-fed and fighty Freddie Mercury. I don't know what that means, Ginger Paul. But you're liking the look of the tash, I'm assuming. Brian Taylor, looking forward to seeing his team. Brian Bannister, new coach, bold move by the clan. Great references about his playing career. So we'll have to wait and see if his coaching career is just as good. Son of Bonzo, excited to see what he'll bring to the clan. Callie York, first thoughts, love his passion and character, and he's got a good gut feeling about this. I don't think there's anybody here that is saying that this isn't a bit of a risk. I think, if you got an honest answer from Gareth and Neil Black, they would say, yeah, it could well be a risk, but, it looks like he's a heck of a guy to take a risk with, Jennifer, and I think most people are saying, yeah, we realise this, we realise he's got a wee bit of experience, we need to get behind him, give him some time, but I think a lot of people are just looking forward to, no offence to Ryan Finnerty, but looking forward to maybe just a change over the last 4 years, yeah?
Yeah, things had kind of gotten a little bit stagnant. I think everybody was kind of getting a bit tired of seeing the same style of hockey, so to get somebody in, technically he's got half a year's worth of experience and also a little bit more experience as an assistant coach, whereas obviously Belfast, they're taking the risk on Keith as his first year as head coach, so we're not the only team in the league who's taking the risk with our coaching staff. So I just think that the new blood and the new style, where other teams are basically actually going to have to work out what we're going to do before they can do anything about it, whereas previously they've known the style that we play. So I'm really getting excited about it.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying earlier on about using it to our advantage. You say we know maybe not know the intricacies of a way that some of the other coaches are going to put their team out, but the style they're going to play, and maybe he can use that to his advantage in the early days anyway, at the start of the season, where he can, nobody is going to know, because they've never seen this guy's team and what style he's going to put out. Braehead, Graham, I think it's fair to say we've always liked the kind of blue collar Ryan Finnerty style, North American rough and tough and hockey. We never always got that though. I think it's fair to say, basically down to personnel sometimes. But will the fans be able to take it if we go to a Euro style, or do you think that's something? Do you think that's not going to be his style?
Well, I'm hoping he'll bring a mixture, because at the end of the day, we need people, we need characters on the ice who are ultimately going to perform and try and drive us towards some silverware. I mean, I think that's the most important thing. But obviously, in terms of the good old bums on seats aspect of it, we're going to need a fairly tough team. I think we have had 2 or 3 years when we've been more or less bullied off the ice on occasions back in the early days, and Finner, turned that around. Some would argue maybe
go back to that, do we?
Well, we don't want to go back to that, not giving up stupid penalties, but at the same time, we want that toughness through the roster, which I would argue we probably did have last year. I think we were a side that I think teams didn't really want to mess with, and that's why we didn't have too many issues in that respect. So I'd like to think a bit more of the same, a roster which by and large can handle itself, and maybe we can avoid that and we can get on with playing hockey. But this is this kind of league is going to be fairly physical, I'd imagine. Again, I mean, you've got guys like McGrattan who are leaving and what have you, so it'll be interesting to see what the makeup of the league is now, and what we're going to have in terms of those old style enforcers who, I mean, admittedly they come over here to try and play some hockey rather than just be enforcers, but in terms of the overall makeup of the league, I expect there still to be a certain level of toughness that we're going to have to meet. So yeah, just having that mixture is a good thing. And let's be honest, look at the makeup of the Storm already with some of their early signings. I mean, whatever your feelings are about Finner and Finner's leaving, it sets up a hell of a challenge and a hell of a rivalry when they do come to town. Sadly, they're not in the same conference as us now, but I think they're in the same challenge group. They're in the same challenge cup group, aren't they? So we're going to see a bit. We're going to see a bit of the Storm, and they'll be great. They'll be great games both down there and up here. So time will tell. But to answer your question, I'm hoping we'll get a decent mixture.
Right, time to put you all on the spot because you didn't know this was coming. If you're Gareth Chalmers, you've just signed John Tripp to a 2-year deal. What are you looking for what's your measure of success Let me put it that way. What are you expecting from him over the 2 years? Stephen, you can go first.
Well, listening to his interviews, I've listened to the one with BBC Scotland yesterday or the other day, whenever it was, and he said that he just wants a team of hard workers. And the problem last season was that the hard work was actually going to see the games at times because it was dire. So, if an entertaining product is a step forwards, but first year I would say the conference. I don't even know what the conference is called now. It's still the Gardner.
That was still Gardner.
Yeah. So I think the Gardner Conference and maybe probably a league position of where we've been the last few seasons of like third, fourth, and obviously Nottingham final weekend is always the main target as well, I think. So, I don't think the targets will be that different. Maybe it'll be given, not as forced upon the first year just to give him time to settle, but I think definitely by the second year of his deal, that's what the main goals for the season will be.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to project as well because we don't really know what Guildford and Milton Keynes are going to be like. We don't really know the effect the three conferences is going to have. But Graham, same question to you. What are you looking for years 1 and 2?
Well, you can take the conference trophy as a given for both for a start. So, and that's not even the minimum. I would suggest top 4 this season, top 3 next season, and as Stephen said, playoff weekend this season and winning the playoff weekend the following season.
Ooh.
And if we can, hey, come on, and the Challenge Cup, yeah, we'll have some of that as well. So Challenge Cup semis this year, final, and a win the next year. So yeah, absolutely, let's go for it.
Doesn't he want much, Jen? Does he?
No, Graham's going down the Freddie Mercury that he wants it all. So
as long as that's all I'm going down with Freddie.
Is that the one he dances about his living room in his dress, his weekend attire?
Is that not break free?
I don't know. I just got horrible
that's
in
break
head
free.
either way.
Yeah, that's break free. Yeah.
Anyway, moving
we'll
on.
get Graham a sleeveless yellow top and a mini skirt. That's fine.
I used to have one of those.
Another one. It doesn't fit me anymore.
Have I not seen you with that tash on Facebook for a pass somewhere?
No,
you never had a tash like that.
You must be confusing me with my wife.
Oh.
That's a fake moustache. Come on,
Jennifer. We'll try and dig Graham out your soul. What do you think? Kind of looking for the first couple of years.
I mean, obviously, just the atmosphere to get better. I think if that would be a wish list for me, because as like Stephen was saying, it was kind of getting a little bit monotonous, kind of going to games. So I think having things freshened up would be good. But obviously, like what Graham said, I don't doubt for a second that, and Tripp even said in one of his interviews, of course he wants to win absolutely everything, but we'll see how he gets on. But I think obviously Gardner Conference is going to be minimum for us, but it just depends. There's only 4 of us in the conference now rather than 3.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dangerous minimum.
Yeah,
the Gardner Conference this year.
I'm not saying. Obviously, I'd like to think you could win the conference. I think top 5 finish in the league, and both seasons. Hopefully, getting up to 4th, 3rd. Getting to the playoff final weekend at least one of the 2 years. I don't really mind which one of the 2 years he does it. Winning it would be nice, but I wouldn't put it as a minimum requirement, because I think that's a bit of a crapshoot once you get there. Challenge Cup's going to be difficult, Graham, remembering the group we're in. It's going to be a difficult one just getting out of that group, I think.
Yeah.
So that might be a wee bit, for me, a bit asking for too much. You've got to remember the amount of money that we're spending in comparison with these teams. You'd really have to get the opposite for me of what Ryan got last year. Instead of unlucky or whatever bad recruitment you want to call it, we'd have to go the other way and be really lucky or get really good recruitment to be able to challenge up there. But yeah, generally speaking, for me, conference and top 5, and hopefully being able to maybe sneak a 4th or 3rd in there would be good. And with a bit of luck, you never know, we might get something out of it trophy wise. But yeah, I think we all wish the best of luck, and we're all looking forward to seeing where he takes us over the next couple of years. Okay, next part of the show, we're going to run this wee section over the off-season programmes we have, and obviously we're going to be saying hello to some players and welcoming some back and waving goodbye to others. We'll start off with the say hellos, and we're welcoming back, first of all, Craig Peacock. I think we were all quite happy. He was on a 2-year deal. Did he sign an extension, didn't he? Another year on top of that? So we've got him, we should have him, we should have him for another 2 years. I think he can only get better. Maybe he's settling more into the clan. You know, I think I said last year, playing for a new team and a new system and a new coach, but you know, we can't say that again because he's going to be playing under another new coach, the new system. But at least he'll have another year in Glasgow under his belt. And I had a couple of people on Twitter and social media complaining about he wasn't what they thought he was going to. I think he'd done really, really well. And I think, Jennifer, you'd pointed out last season that when Ryan moved him into centre, he seemed to play a wee bit better. But I wasn't complaining too much about him before then either, though. So, take it you're happy he's back?
Yeah, he was a little bit stifled on the wing, and I think obviously putting him into centre kind of gave him an awful lot more room to move about. And obviously he was part of the gold medal winning GB team, and I wasn't there, but I do know quite a few people who were there, and they were just only complimentary about how well he played throughout the tournament. So giving the guy a chance, then do you know what I mean, he can shine. So yeah, no, really pleased that he's back for a further 2 years.
Yeah, vastly experienced Brit, Graham, in over 400 Elite League games. Still relatively young. I mean, take it you again are happy he's back.
Very happy. I mean, I was a Peaks fan a long time before he joined the clan, and when he signed up with us, and originally I was over the moon. But again, I think probably coming on to the point that you were referring to, I think he did take a while to get fully up to speed, whether that was his role in the wing or whatever. But I'll be honest with you, I think for a period of time, the concern was that obviously he was seeing a lot less ice time with Belfast. That's presumably why he joined us, and. You thought, well, maybe this is a player that for whatever reason is maybe on decline. And I'll be honest, for a short period of time, I was a bit concerned. And then around getting towards the turn of the year, he really started to show what we were expecting, certainly what I was expecting. And after that, no worries. So yeah, as I say, right back on form. And I think going into the new season, if he can get off to a good start the way he finished this season, then happy days. So yeah, absolutely no worries at all about him coming back.
I think it's fair to say that, Graham, but you've got to remember the whole team was struggling at the start of the season. He was playing in a struggling team. We couldn't score a goal for love nor money for quite a long time. But Peacock's
the kind of player that you would normally rely on to help pull you out of that. And ultimately, what you're saying is correct. But I think he disappointed a lot of people, because I think a lot of people did look to him to be, one of these players that was going to help produce that spark, and it just didn't quite happen. So anyway, as I say, it changed, and he came right back onto form. So yeah, let's see how he gets off to, what kind of start he gets off to for this next season.
Stephen, you saying hello, welcome back, Craig Peacock.
Yes, I'm a big Peacock fan as well. Glad he's back. Glad he's committed to an extra year as well. Even though we all know what that means in this league, but it's good to have him back. Someone with great experience at international level and in the league as well. So hopefully he gets off to a better start this season and can keep up with get his production up again like it was at Belfast. He did pick up at the end of last season. I think he even scored our first goal of last season as well. So the talent is there. We just need to make the most of it, and hopefully we play him in his preferred position, and he'll hit the ground running as well.
Yeah, well, he was more or less a point every other game, so you can't really complain about that too much, to be honest. I think some people were maybe hoping we were getting a point a game, Brit, and with a bit of luck and in the right system, we could be a point a game, Brit. So we'll see what happens next year. Another player we're saying hello to is Zach Sullivan, or a welcome back so much. As Zach Sullivan. Zach going into what's that, 4th year with the Braehead clan now. He's now got 140 odd Elite League games under his belt. Did he struggle last year, Jennifer, do you think, in the D we had? The year before he played predominantly with Nathan McKeever, who I think would agree was a top-class D-man in this league. Last year, he was kind of getting bumped about a wee bit. Do you think he suffered for that?
Without a doubt. I mean, him and McKeever were just so complementary against each other, and I don't doubt for a second that he learned a lot from McKeever, whereas this year